Hi, my name is James Padilla. My construction productivity project is on the Argo at Tempe Town Lake. So, just a quick overview. I'll touch on some information about the site, go over an activity analysis procedure, and then the 5-minute rating procedure, and then I'll touch on some safety topics about the site. So here's a photo of the site. You can see there's a lot of trade activities going on. Some information: it's a $56 million luxury apartment complex. The general contractor is Summit DCK. The project started just a few months ago this past summer, expected to end in the winter of 2015. All the trade work is being subcontracted out. Right now there's steel erection, wood framing, concrete placement, masonry, and footing excavation being performed right now with 80 to 120 workers on site. And here's the location of the site between Rio Salado and First, near Tempe Town Lake and the Arts Center. For the activity analysis procedure, I performed 500 observations using the SNAP rule, walked the entire site capturing data on all trades across 3 separate dates, mostly in the morning. This is across 3 weeks. The results of that is that there was 38% direct work, approximately 48% support work, 15% delay work. So there was a great amount of support work and a moderate amount of delay work. There was a lot of traveling, I think because it was a large job site and there was a lot of staged materials across the area. And I think there's also too many additional laborers within separate crews. They could benefit from some lean implementations. There's plenty of space for staging. They could prefabricate framing and rebar assemblies. But there's also lots of information and coordination going on within each crew. I think they could identify more efficient ways to improve communication. But this could also be a reflection of the lack of skill and training from the subcontractors. For the 5-minute rating procedure, I recorded 6 5-minute cycle durations of lumber concrete formwork, 30 minutes total, and this is a crew size of 6 laborers, 3 carpenters, and 3 general laborers. This is a highly repetitive activity within a limited space, with carpenters leveling, drilling, nailing formwork exclusively into the slab. And then there was 2 laborers who were measuring, cutting, nailing formwork, and then another laborer who was just transporting materials. As you can see, here's the 2 laborers who were assembling the formwork. It's 2 2x4s and an OSB board, and these carpenters, they're assembling the formwork into place as the dimensions are required. And you can see the perimeter was shaped by the carpenters, and in this immediate area there was a little bit more detail. So the dimensions of the formwork were a little bit more unique. And you can see the travel path for the laborer was very inefficient. There was materials staged in one area that was about 200 to 300 feet away, and this laborer had to gather what he could with his hands and walk it over to the immediate area for the work to be performed. This could be better improved with use of equipment, or having the material immediately within proximity without having to have a laborer consuming so much resources. As you can see, they're very dependent on the materials being transported. Then the 2 laborers measure and cut the formwork into shape, while the other carpenters place the formwork. And the carpenters, there's little variation in their overall effectiveness. They're constantly busy, between 63 to 73% effectiveness, whereas the other 3 laborers, there is greater variation, from 27 to 47% in their overall effectiveness. As said earlier, all the carpenters were very productive. Most of the times they were waiting for formwork to be ready or corrected. Some of the laborers were also less productive in gathering information or waiting for the materials to arrive, and the greatest inefficiency was in the laborer transporting materials. A reassignment or a reallocation of this laborer is recommended to balance the crew more efficiently, because it would greatly benefit from having the materials within immediate proximity, either by use of equipment or the materials being there within an immediate proximity. So safety. There's an overall safe site. There's secured ladders, stairs, fall protection, and railings. Everybody was wearing the proper PPE. It was moderately clutter-free with free access and egress points. Framers were wearing the harnesses, and most rebar was capped. There was mandatory safety meetings for every new employee and visitor, with daily hazard site identifications. As you can see, there's some rebar that's capped and some that's not. My biggest safety concern was these dowel penetrations. that were protruding. This creates a trip hazard, um, and that's something that I think should be corrected. Thank you.